In this video, I will create a basic setup for my project so we can go ahead and add everything we discussed before. So I start with a simple index.html page. I include the PIXI.js of this version, and again, there is no difference which one you use. It has no relationship to finite state machine and approach we are going to talk about. I have a canvas element, and then I include the script, and I use a type module. Inside of my index.js file, I destructure everything I need from a PIXI, which becomes a global variable. Then I import assets map, and inside of that assets map, I define my sprites. So I have adventure sprite, and it is in this PNG file. So it's a big PNG file with different images. I will crop those images for my animation. In index.js file, I define my application, then I move the stage to the center, and I add it to the window just for debugging purposes. Then I create a sprite of adventure, put the anchor to the center, and add it to the stage. This function is going to be run after we add and load all the assets. This is what we have so far. We have the sprite that shows the entire atlas with different images. In a second, we will crop those images to create our hero. Next thing what I did was I added the object that describes all my atlas data. So I counted the number of columns and rows, and I also counted the size of each cell, and I described it here. So we have rows, columns, width and height of the entire atlas, and then width and height of each cell. Then I create a base texture, and then I create an atlas based on that texture. I position that to the center, so it's basically the same what we had before, and then I create a hero, and I pass the atlas data and the base texture that represents the entire atlas. So and I added that to a scene. So now this is what I have. It looks like this, and I also added the hero. Let's take a look at this hero class. I have a hero class. It's for now it's on the view, but in future, if I want to add more stuff, I can do it in a composition way. So I can add physics here, other things, and it will be separated. But for this tutorial, it's enough to have this class that utilizes only UI. And the UI itself is a bigger one. So now it extends the container, and I have idle, images, run, jump, fall, and other things. I also created utility functions to cut different images. So I have cut textures from atlas. I can provide the atlas data, base texture, indexes from start to end, and I do some math to create textures. So basically, if I say that I want to cut images from 0 to 5, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will cut this region into five textures. I consider this image as a two-dimensional grid, which has indexes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So I can define the region, and that I need textures from different regions. So for example, here for an idle, I want from 0 to 3. For run state, I want from 8 to 13. And now, as I have all of these animated sprites, I added them to this container, which is hero. It extends a container. I specify the direction 1 or -1 to define whether it's left or right, and then I set the current animation to a specific animation. I have a bunch of methods just to switch UI. So basically what it's doing, it switches and shows one sprite at the time. This is all what we need to know now. If you need more information, you can go to a source code, and you can see how it works. For now, if I do hero, and then I have a view, and I say idle, we will see my my hero, or run left. If I call this method, it does the animation. This is what I have so far. I have a hero class that has a UI, and that UI has different methods to switch UI around. So I can show the one of these states at the time: jump, fall, run. This is what we will use for the next video. So in the next video, what we are going to do, we will add some code to listen to keyboard events and show one of these animations at the time.